Football guys, live draft, NFFC, high stakes. We're here with Josh and Joey Brown. Josh just coming off a fresh show with Dan. Joins us again tonight. We'll see if Joe gets into this show. He said he was going to jump on. Mike is in this draft. Gamberg is in this draft. Joey is drafting along with me in this draft. So this is going to be a good one. We're going to break down every single pick. We're going to get into all these rounds, 20 rounds. We'll see if we go to the end stretch, but this is the first live stream about a little month and a half. So, it's going to be a grind. We're going to get into all of it. So we'll come back on the other side. Make sure you guys are subscribing, sharing. Here we go. Okay, so I'm happy that we got this draft going. I was trying to do a night out for the last couple of nights. They weren't filling. It's the weekend. It's the summer. People are going out. They're shot. Probably had a couple of drinks, passing out. So it's Monday night. People are, now they're back into, work mode and, a little more relaxed. So I start with, I have the number one pick here in this draft. Again, this is a 350 entry. If this is your first time watching NFFC, a big tournament here. Make sure you guys check out their website. Tons of different leagues. Joey and Josh broke down a Gladiator League, which is $50. So there's all different price ranges, but this one's $350, 12-team league, PPR. You get 6 points for passing touchdown. The rest is pretty much standard PPR. But I take Gibbs number one overall here. He seems to be the consensus number one. If you're not going to really get Gibbs unless you have the number one pick. So, we do a lot of these. So that's where I went there. You can see all the names on the board. They're not covered up. So it's the night out, maybe people are asleep. Maybe people watch this again, but the strategies are going to be revealed tonight. So Gamberg takes Amon-Ra at the 6th spot. We'll see if he jumps in. He's probably under the covers watching tonight. We got Duke in the draft as well. We got Nelson in the draft. Duke goes with Nakua, and then Joey, who is on the show, Joey Brown. Very, very successful veteran of the NFFC, been playing in this format for years, has the 12th spot. He takes Justin Jefferson and Drake London back-to-back. Go ahead, Joey. I'll let you explain that strategy from the back end there.
I've had better luck going wide receiver in the past. We'll see how it goes. Target monster, that's what I'm looking at right here with these two. I'm looking at 280 targets between the two, 130, 260, 280 if they stay right. Which I know quarterbacks are both questionable. We'll see how that goes. But
yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you think about Kyler Murray? And then you got Tua, delivering the ball there, and he kind of held back Jalen Waddle and Tyreek had that monster year, that 1 year with him, or, a couple big years. Waddle had that one big year too, but then Tua seems to just, get hit head too many times and everything just kind of fell apart down the stretch. But, maybe things kind of get revitalized for Tua a little bit. Maybe he's even better in this system. I mean, who the hell knows? I mean, he could be even better. Drake London, obviously very, very talented wide receiver. I don't think we've really seen his best season yet either. I'm a little hesitant on Jefferson personally because I don't really trust Kyler. So I don't know. I don't know if Jefferson, I mean, again, he's been successful with like all these other bums. And that's why I thought, that Vikings offense was like a no-brainer. I thought McCarthy was a no-brainer last year because O'Connell, every single quarterback he's had in that system has been successful. Nick Mullins, freaking, he turned Darnold around. Carson Wentz, was putting up numbers with Jefferson. So Kyler Murray should be able to do something.
Well, when you sit and look at it, as bad as they played, boys, he still had 84 receptions last year. I mean,
true.
And he's got positive touchdown regression, we hope.
Right, and you're talking about a guy that used to go number 1 overall,
Right.
top 5.
Yeah.
Now he's at the back end of the draft. So, it's baked in there. Josh, anything you notice here? Gamberg takes Pickens, so nice little start for him, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we got 2 teams that started off with 2 running backs. Joey, were you expecting to get Jefferson at 12, or were you thinking to be more of a CeeDee Lamb?
But Nelson, you never know as many teams as he do. I didn't know which direction he was going to go in. I thought maybe Lamb. I had got him there at 12 before. I think I've had 12 pick before.
Yeah, that's so. I've got for reference, I've got the ADP board over the last 7 days pulled up, and that's where he's been going 12.
Probably went because I hadn't had a share of AJ Brown yet. I should have went Brown in London just to be different, but Jefferson's to me still a good player. I mean, he's probably the best route runner in the business, or one of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, our boy Al is staying late with us tonight, and then Billy
Laskowski is the man.
He says morning. It is morning. We are into Tuesday morning. So
thank God for this live stream, because I'll probably be drafting with one eye open, one eye shut.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. These live streams, I've done some of these, and by like 1:30, I'm starting to feel a little cracked out. So it happens. It happens.
You're up, Steve.
Yeah, I'm up. I was gonna take Saquon if he was sitting around there. He actually got auto picked.
I'm gonna go back to draft room.
So interesting here. So it looks like I'm going to receiver, and this is 3rd round reversal. So this is gonna swing all the way back up
to me,
back to Joey. So he's got the advantage there. So I'm gonna have to take a receiver here. Devonta Smith, obviously very intriguing. Getting the number 1 spot. Always loved Devonta Smith. Chris Olave has proved it. Last year he had a monster year with Tyler Shuck. Feel like he's a little bit safer as a pick. I'm not really into Nico Collins. I don't know. I don't trust CJ Stroud, so I'm taking Chris Olave here at the end.
I'm going with my guy. I'm not going to let him go.
All right. Ladd McConkey, another receiver I loved. I took him a ton last year, 2nd, 3rd round, and him and Brian Thomas absolutely crushed me because I had both those guys their rookie year. They were awesome for me. I had them in like an auction league, like $6, like $4. They won me the league basically, and we're right back to the well last year, and everything fell apart. Now, the Chargers last year, injuries to the offensive line kind of made everything worse. Quentin Johnson stepped up. But really the injuries on the offensive line really kind of changed that whole dynamic of that offense. So Ladd, I feel like, and then Keenan Allen, obviously too, he had such a big presence early on. So Ladd, I mean, I don't mind going back to the well with him.
I like Mike McDaniels too. This offense.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. I feel like people are maybe getting a little too excited about McDaniels, but I think I think he's going to be probably better than Roman. So, and if you can get Herbert protected with those 2 studs coming back and all, I mean, they're going to be fine on that offensive line, and it's just going to help that entire offense. And everybody's, obviously a lot of people are predicting Herbert to have a big time season. Josh, what do you think here, man? What are your thoughts so far?
On the Chargers or on the draft?
Just in general on the draft, but you could comment on the Chargers if you want.
Oh yeah, whatever.
I mean, I think McDaniels might be a better OC than he is a head coach. But true. I mean, to be removed as a head coach and then get to go to an offense like that is a great situation for him. And he's got a lot of toys to play with. So that I'm excited to see what they do, and I'm trying to not get too excited about it to where it affects our drafting. But we've been on the Chargers, and McConkey, and Quentin. But Quentin's been steamed up the board so much that he's been going at the opposite end and going a little earlier than where we were wanting him. So we haven't got any of him. Far as the draft goes, in this particular draft, Team 8 is going to be the one that I'm watching. To starting out with Cook, Bowers, and Henry. Solid start. It's a hard start for the NFFC. So that's the build that I'll be watching to see how they come back from that. And then Team 3, I know they auto picked. I don't know if did they auto pick McBride also?
Yes.
Oh man.
I mean, hey, he's getting good picks here. He's got McBride and he's got freaking Saquon Barkley. You can't complain.
So,
Auto pick is doing him justice right
He
now.
auto drafted still.
Auto pick happens like that. I mean, it happens, right? But the part that gets me in the early rounds is like Barkley fell, and you might could have got him, and we'll never know. But that's a pretty good slide for Barkley. So Chase, Barkley, McBride, that's a heck of a start for an auto.
Good pick, Steve.
Yeah, we'll expand on this McDaniel thing and Waddle and Tua in a second. I'm contemplating Neighbors here. I mean, the guy's incredible. I mean, he's such a talented player. He's probably got the best acceleration I've probably ever seen out of a receiver. I mean, his acceleration, he just leaves guys in the absolute dust. But, two knee surgeries. I mean, he's expected back at some point. Maybe he starts the season on the PUP. I just feel like his upside is enormous. I've been drafting a lot of injured guys, though. Maybe I'm getting the willies a little bit here, but I don't know. I'm going to be doing a lot of these. I do like Colston Loveland here, too. You know what? Why not? Let's take Neighbors there. Let's go for it. But anyway, back to we'll talk about Neighbors in a sec. I just want to expand on the Chargers real quick. So Slater and all, those guys got hurt last year. They're coming back. McDaniels, I don't know. I mean, Tua was. I feel like for a while, like it was McDaniel's fault. Then I kind of, it was Tua's fault. It was both their faults. I mean, you have all those that you have Waddle and Tyreek, and your offense just is not performing to the level it should be. And then like all these dink and dunk passes, these swing passes, all these passes to Jonnu. And I kind of think McDaniel was just like, I'm working with what I got. Tua, he's floating balls in the air. He can't get the ball downfield consistently with success. So I'm just going to kind of work to his strengths. And I hope that's the case for the Chargers and not so much, the other way around, because then, if it's more of a McDaniels thing, he's doing similar things with Herbert, which obviously you want to play to his strengths, but you have Harbaugh there to kind of change things too. So, you got a stud coach, a winning coach in Jim Harbaugh. So I like it. I'll definitely have some Herbert stacks with McConkey. And also too, a lot of people are high in the run game there because of McDaniels and Marion Hampton. So, but I do think Jalen Waddle, going back to my Jalen Waddle pick, I do think he was being held back by not only Tua, but that offense as well. So now he doesn't have to wait 14 years for the ball to get to him. He could Bo Nix and him, I think, is a much better pairing. Obviously, Bo Nix has the arm to get him the ball down the field. We saw that with Troy Franklin last year. That playoff game against the Bills when Bo Nix hit that deep shot down the field. So Bo Nix can do it. Jalen Waddle, I think, Sutton's getting a little bit older. I think Jalen Waddle will be the number one. We haven't, seen a big season from Jalen Waddle in a long time. I feel like Jalen Waddle is one of the most talented receivers in the league. So that's why I went to the well there. What do you guys think about the Neighbors pick? Are you just kind of skittish on him at this point? Or are you kind of avoiding him, or what are your thoughts there, Josh?
So me and Dan have been we've been avoiding him, and we had the same mentality as what Nelson talked about the other night, kind of waiting to see what happens when training camp hits, and any sort of bad news at all, there's going to be a dip. And then that's when we're hoping to be able to, if it's right or whatever, that'll be when we probably draft him. Right now, he's not been there in the right spot for us.
Yeah.
So, but if he's healthy though, I mean, wheels up.
Yeah, could go the other way, right? And then he's up in the
Yeah.
second round. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like, he could hit the pup. But again, if he's out 4 games, I still think he'll stay around this range. I mean, how much? Maybe I guess you could get him maybe 5th round. Sometimes.
Here's the thing,
know.
though, Steve. Like a guy like Neighbors, like when I guess you could say Tucker Kraft, George Kittle, Bucky Irving, all of these guys that we've known for months that they're they're a little dinged up. They're coming off an injury. We're not sure. So you're drafting prepared to not have them for the first 4 weeks or so. And if you do get them in the first 4 to 6 weeks, then it's a positive.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's so damn good, but you're right. We'll have to wait and see what happens with him. I just feel like at that point, I'm going to do a lot of these, so I'll take a shot on him. And we'll see if he moves up or moves back a little bit as the news progresses. As we're about a week away from training camp, so a little bit more, I guess, than a week. About like the end of the month, 28th, 29th, 30th. It's going to get started across the board. I was looking at the Jags camp. I went last year, but their camp's kind of weird. I mean, there were some cool things and some bad things about it. I did take my family last year, so I don't know if they want to go back because it was hot as hell. There was like nowhere to sit. So if anything, I'll probably just go by myself towards the end of the month. But it is a good time, and you kind of get to see what these players look like. So if you have a local camp nearby, definitely go check it out. All right, Joey. Let's see. What have you done here lately? You take Mike Evans and Colston Loveland. So you start 4 receivers, then you take a tight end who, I mean, the way they featured him in the offense, and Caleb loved, all those delayed passes to him, and him finding all those open areas in the zones. The one thing I noticed about Loveland is he really feels where to go in zone defenses, and he really works back to Caleb a lot, and he makes a lot of tough catches. So I mean, I feel like he's a surefire tight end. I think that's an absolutely great pick there.
Yeah, I like Loveland. I've had this, I think it was my 3rd share, and it's the 1st share I've had of Evans. At least he's in the flex as of now. Well, he probably will be the flex. I've not went this heavy before this year yet, so I'm trying something different from the back end. Just get a feel for it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, that build from the back or from the front, you're pretty much always getting Gibbs, but from the back, you're hoping things come back to you the right way for these next two picks. It's a very long 23 picks or whatever, 22, 23 picks to come back to you. Rabbit Dad, me and Dan, we will be up at the expo because we are complete degenerates and we just can't get enough of this stuff. So we get up there sometime Friday evening. We'll be at the Friday night thing, and then we'll be there through Sunday afternoon. So I'm sure if you see us, we see you, we'll hook up and talk for sure.
Shout out to Rabbit Dad. Jay is in the chat, says he'll be watching later past my bedtime, but he is still here, as he did say, gonna auto pick 10 tight ends again, like that. If there was a live stream where this guy was auto picked and he got 19,000 tight ends. Billy says, perks of being a teacher, I could sleep in tomorrow. Yeah, teacher, man, you get the summers off, you get great pension, you get the weekends off. My wife is a teacher, so and my mom was a teacher for 30 years, so I know all about that. And then
he teaches us all how to play fantasy football.
That's right too.
Rumor has it he's only a teacher so that he can get draft season off. That's what I've heard, Billy. I don't know. But that's the rumor going around.
I mean, he may have wanted to change careers maybe at some point. He's like, no, why the hell am I do that?
Yeah.
Draft in the summer. All right. I haven't really been able to think about my pick here. So let's see. I have three receivers and a running back. I'm back to back here.
It's helped Steve having the board up. As I can, like Josh said, I can follow along. That way I know what to go back over.
You're going back to running back here. I don't really have any combos at quarterback to stack with, so I'm going to wait on quarterback. I don't really need to take Price here, but yeah, I'm going to take Price. This is my first share of him. I really like him a lot. Rookie at Notre Dame. The one thing I liked about him was his kick returning skills really showed his explosiveness. And there was like, some worry because, they're going to use him on special teams. And we kind of heard that a couple of years ago with Kyron and, that kind of fell back. The receivers here are just kind of Brian. I don't know. This is like a little bit of a dead zone at receiver for me. I could take Tyler Warren here. I kind of want to wait on tight end. But he's kind of fitting the mold right here. Here in the 6th round. Definitely don't want to take another running back here. Let's see. Could take Joey Burrow, although that got nothing to stack him with. All right, we'll go back to Tyler, I guess, here. We'll balance this team out a little bit. We'll get a steady tight end. Now I could have waited on Fannin. He's been a great value in these drafts. Going is 9th, 10th round sometimes, so very, very solid. And that's something you could do. I mean, there's a lot of good tight ends. You got Kraft, you got Fannin, you got Pitts, you got Laporta. You could hit with. I took Kittle in a draft, 10th round, in a slow prime time. You got Kincaid, who could have a breakout year. Goddard. Likely, Kelsey, all these names look good, until we get on the field and things change fast. But, we'll see what happens. I just feel like, it's kind of a little bit of a dead zone there. What would you guys have done there if you were in my position? Josh, what would you have done?
So looking at because I don't have the live ADP yet, but I'm looking at the ADP over the last couple of weeks. So that would have, wide receiver. If you can click on wide receivers there, because I would say if me and Dan had that start that you've got, we probably would have been going for our 4th wide receiver.
Yeah.
And we would have been. This would have been a real serious discussion for us on Parker Washington, our first share. But I like, I know in the chat there it says that Price fell later. He's been going at the beginning of the 7th into the 6th, so you pulled him up a little bit. When you're on the ends, you got to get your guys. And
yeah,
so
I wasn't going to get him. I wasn't going to get him.
So then that's the situation you were in with the wide receiver, and I think you went with a good choice in Tyler Warren there. If you're not comfortable pulling a wide receiver on up, then I know Josh Downs has been getting a lot of steam here lately. So,
yeah, well, Gamber has 5 receivers now, and he's taking a backup running back, and in Trevion. So we'll see what he does with the rest of his running backs. But obviously, his receivers are very, very strong so far. And certainly Trevion could usurp Ramondre at some point. That is always in the realm of possibilities. I just tend to think that Ramondre is kind of just going to hold the job over him. I don't know. Trevion is just not my cup of tea.
What do you guys think? So we know that Trevion's a high ceiling if the opportunity is presented to him. What's Trevion's floor? What do you guys think his floor is? Is he 10-point a game guy unless Ramondre's out of the picture? Is he a 12, 13 point a game guy? Or is he 6 or 7 points? What do you guys think?
I would say, maybe his floor could be like an 8 to 10 point. But, you would think he should be able to get you 8, 9, 10 points a game. And his role should increase this year. But yeah, I mean, his ceiling is higher too. I just kind of think Ramondre is kind of a thorn in his side, and they weren't really using him last year. Even in the playoffs in big spots. Is that going to change so much throughout the season. I don't know. I just feel like people kind of get obsessed with these young running backs sometimes, and they have this love fest with them, and a lot of it's from dynasty and stuff. But everybody, I like certain players. I don't like certain players, and people like Trevion. So I mean, it's certainly possible. I could be dead wrong, but I just feel like sometimes people get in these love fests, and I don't really think he should be going in the 5th round. Personally, I think he should be going later, but we'll see what happens. And then Joey takes Jalen Warren and Jonathan Brooks, 2 running backs I absolutely love. So I love your start so far, Joey. Great job, man.
Well, I'm hoping at least for 50, at least say 55 balls for Jalen Warren. But this is my first share of Brooks. I've always been a team Hubbard. But
yeah, you have been a Hubbard guy. You were, we had shows early on and you were more into Hubbard. So.
I won't say I still like him. I still like Hubbard. I mean, everybody likes the new shiny toy in fantasy, the breakout player, the upside pick. And I get it. I understand it totally. But, 12 touches and 55 yards in NFL, Hubbard ain't going away that easy. But now, who knows? I mean, he may come in and be the man. He may be really good, Brooks. We'll just have to wait and see. So
we have Duke in the house, also in this draft, saying he plays cards in fantasy football. Shout out to Duke, veteran of the NFFC, high stakes, won a lot of big contests. Obviously, Duke has, check out some of the old interviews with Greg. He'll tell you the story, and he's got some crazy stories of how he won some overalls. So we got some big dogs in the house. Respect to you guys for paving the way. Rabbit Dad saying, "I'm not touching Henderson or Stevenson in guillotine drafts. I'll wait to see how things play out."
I think that's smart.
And look at Bill, athletic director for 27 years. That's awesome, man. Coach track for 25 years. Wow. That's awesome, man. He can see the light at the end of it. That's awesome. That's great, man. We actually, when I was in Jersey for this trip, my wife, her mentor was her track coach in high school. And we always go visit him at the Jersey Shore. He was a track coach in the Bronx for like 30 years. We always go visit him, and he's still kicking. 94 years old. The guy's doing great. He walks on the boardwalk every morning, goes to church every morning. And then he comes back for 5 o'clock for happy hour every day. So he's having a great life. And he bought in a great part of the Jersey Shore, like, 30, 40 years ago. Is the value of that house went up crazy. So teacher life is definitely good. And he actually got my wife into being a teacher. So yeah, he's a great guy. All right. Back to the draft. Enough with the stories. Guilty with the stories. So I like Gamberg, what he does with his second running back. I think Tony Pollard's very solid there.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Pollard, they finally started to use him towards the end of last year, and he kind of, then he started to really, he had a huge fantasy playoffs from what I remember. So yeah, I think Tony Pollard, this offense should only be better. There goes Michael Wilson. I would have definitely taken Michael Wilson if he was there. I would actually like Michael Wilson a lot. All right, let's see what I got here. I'm on the clock. I need a couple receivers or a running back here. Let's take a receiver and a running back. Let's see what quarterbacks are left. I know what I'm doing at quarterback. So, I took Pittman. I've never been a Pittman guy, but I really feel like, with Aaron Rodgers, and we talked about it on the AFC North preview, we all kind of agreed it's kind of a good match there with him and Rodgers. And I think I just got to go back to the well here with Pittman. I'm not the biggest Pittman guy, but I think he's solid, and he fits the bill as the wide receiver 4. And I think I'm going to take a third running back here, and I'm going to take Ramondre. I think Ramondre is underrated. as a player. He's kind of been underrated. He's had some ups and downs since he's been in the league. Obviously, the fumbles, the 19,000 fumbles he's had. But last year he kind of solved that issue, and he was the top guy for the Patriots. So really good offense. So I think Ramondre is my third running back. I'll take it as well.
This draft's going pretty quick.
Yeah, Duke so far, Puka, Rice, Watson, Javonte Williams, Tootin, Judkins, Metcalf, Golden. We'll see about Golden. He's interesting. He didn't do anything. Yeah, he didn't do anything all year last year until the playoffs. And I thought in the playoffs he looked great in that one game. I mean, he really showed why they took him in the first round. So it's just kind of crowded there, and Love kind of likes to spread it around, and Watson's kind of the alpha. But for the 8th round, for a former first round pick, I think it's a pretty good pick. Let's see what Gamberg does here. Does he go back to running back, or does he go to quarterback? Does he go tight end? What's he thinking here? Harry Fannin time, or does he want to wait for Harry Fannin? Does he like Harry Fannin? I don't know.
Steve, hitting on your pick, I think Pittman was the perfect pick for you right there because of how solid he is. And if Neighbors is out, then right there's the guy that you pull him out of the flex, and he's right there with Olave and Waddle. So that was a really solid pick. And then you've got Stevenson, so that you can wait and see what's happening with Price, maybe the first couple weeks too. So that fell things fell really, really good to you there.
Yeah, I feel like my teams always kind of look a little weird. Like the first, because I kind of pick different. A lot of these guys are page and yellows. I've always kind of been like running back. Oh, I took 3 receivers here, but I kind of feel like I fill out my teams a little bit better in the middle rounds. I like Gamberg, what he did there with Corum. So very, very nice.
Yeah,
solid.
Go back to me.
So that's what. So I didn't want to say anything until we got a couple more rounds in for Mike there after his Henderson pick. But the way that the running backs are falling this year, it feels like you can take that upside guy in Henderson, and that's maybe a little more risky, and you can still come back and you can get some solid running backs like a Stevenson, like a Pollard who's in a. It's not a great offense, but he's going to get his touches. And then Blake Corum, he's, going to start out with probably 40% touches. And, there's talk of it being a 50-50 split, by some point in the season. So I like what Gamberg did. He did real good there. Team 8 was the team that I was saying I'm interested to see how their build goes. I was a little bit surprised to see the 3rd running back pick just now. I was kind of hoping they were going to get a 4th wide receiver, but Odunze, Tyson, and Pearsall, they got Odunze, who's got a lot of confidence in him this year, and then Pearsall. I mean, he's there with Evans and CMC and Kittle. So, if Pearsall's healthy, that's great. And then a lot of hype with Tyson. So he's doing all right there. He's recovering all right with his wide receivers.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and take the easy one first.
I don't know if Valentin got off the auto pick yet. Let's see. Yeah, he's still on auto. So this whole draft's but he must have queued it up. Obviously he's like, all right, let me queue it up.
Yeah.
Let me go to sleep and not get 19 tight ends. So, his team's actually, well, actually, no way. He did get the double quarterback combo. So he got
Burrow with Chase though. So that started to make sense. And
but he didn't need Daniels
from wide receivers. He didn't need Daniels.
Yeah,
that's why I grabbed my head a little bit ago. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. We'll see what and he's only got 1 receiver so far. So maybe he does get hit by the auto here. We'll see what happens. That'll be interesting. Nelson so far, CD, AJ Brown, Flowers, Montgomery, ETN, pretty damn solid. Drake May to go with AJ Brown. I mean, that could be an unbelievable combination. I mean, you're doing these drafts this year. You're doing best ball. You know, you need to have a Drake May, AJ Brown stack. You know, in your portfolio. Rashad White, I'm not into him at all. I will not have any Rashad White. I'm just personally not a Rashad White guy. Wandale, you know, coming from the Giants, I don't know if he's going to catch 19,000 passes anymore. Jaden Higgins, I like his talent. He certainly could take a step up. But look at Tank Dell. Did you guys see the videos of Tank Dell and Matthew Golden working out? Tank Dell, you know, looking pretty crisp out there. So I think he might start working his way into these drafts again. You know, maybe moving up the board a little bit as we go on. I've been taking him, you know, late in some of these drafts and in best ball. But you know, Higgins, I do like his talent. 9th round, I think it's a pretty solid pick.
Yeah, I want to see Tank Dell get into training camp. He does look good running sprints, running routes, cutting and everything. I want to see him get on the field in training camp and ultimately work his way to, you know, some in-game action there. But man, just seeing him out there on the field running, because that was a horrible injury, and you really didn't know, you know, a kid with so much potential if we were going to see him again. So it's great to see him where he's at. Oh man.
Joe, you want to comment on your last few picks? You got your stack with McConkey and Herbert. Very well done. I'm not a big Jordan Mason guy. I kind of given up on him, but I love the rest of your picks.
Well, when you go wide receiver heavy, you just take what options you get. I mean, what opportunities. I mean, Aaron Jones, he did get paid. He's going to be involved, but he is older. He gets banged up. Well, you know, I've got Jefferson correlated too, so I've got Jefferson with Mason. So just some upside picks. We'll see.
Interesting spot for me here. Looking at receivers, obviously, you know, predicting a neighbor's injury, so I got to build some more depth here.
Oh, yeah, Steve's up.
Dobbs is, you know, with AJ Brown in the mix, I still think he's a pretty solid pick. Casey Concepcion, I do like his talent. You know, man, Rashid Shaheed, McMillan, these are the guys I kind of like. I got to take a combo here. Shakir, you know, obviously I'm kind of only really going after Shakir in my Allen stacks for the most part, but I do like Shakir. He's just been kind of inconsistent. You know what? All right, let's take Dobbs here. Why not? I'm not going to have a lot of Dobbs, but I'll take some shots on him. And let's go. The running backs are kind of hit at this point. That's why I'm glad I took Ramondre there. I could wait on quarterback a little bit longer. All right, let's take Concepcion again. I'm a believer in him. Obviously, the Browns, you know, you never know what the hell to expect with that team. But I do like his talent. I do think he'll be featured. You know, I could have went Shaheed there, or I do like McMillan as well. Shakir. Coker's been solid. I will not draft Stephon Diggs with a 25-foot pole. I'm just completely out on that guy. I was watching this interview today and just, oh man, I can't do it to myself. I've been out on Diggs for the past couple of years, actually. I've kind of given up on him. But all right. Any other thoughts here, Josh? Looking at the board.
You just hate to see it, Team 3. You just hate to see it.
I know, man.
Here we go. Here we go. It's happening. It's happening again.
You have to feel sorry for Duke. I mean, really, on one side of it. I mean,
yeah.
If there's players that he might actually like, I don't know if he does or not, but I'm just thinking he's at a disadvantage right there.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, but he's also able to see it coming. So
right.
You know.
Yeah.
And Duke's a a card player, and team 3, they're having to show their hand. We know they're taking the top guy on the board.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like playing against a guy who's drunk at the poker table.
But this gives some opportunity for some unique builds around that position, and it's just part of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we saw this happen the other day, and we hope that the tight ends don't continue to get slammed. We were kind of wondering what they're going to do, but at this point, it's going to be just what can you do? It is what it is. I don't know if this is another FFPC guy. I don't know.
No.
I don't know who Valentin is. Maybe
I think I've seen his name before.
Yeah.
I feel like
he's an NFFC guy. I mean, hey, you sign up for the Night Owls and you fall asleep. I wasn't supposed to be on here with you. There's supposed to be another guy, but he's getting his beauty sleep for his.
But he's not drafted. He's not drafted. If Joe was drafted, he'd be here for sure, 100%. Joe would not fall asleep. He'd be taking shots of espresso or something. I don't know what he'd be doing, but but in a way, this is advantageous for the rest of the league. So we just got to take advantage of it. And now here the tight ends are going.
Everybody sees it, and I better get my tight ends.
Yeah.
Gamberg with a nice hookup. He gets Prescott in the 10th round to hook up with Pickens.
Oh, Gamberg's a drafter.
He's kind of turning into a big deal in these live streams, and he's getting steamed up, and I'll shoot Dan a message, and I'll be like, hey man, are you watching the live stream? Jump on and at least like whoever's live streaming, and he'll jump on there and he'll read the boards real quick, and then he'll get in the comments and be like, really like team 2 or this or that. And like the last 3 or 4 live streams, honest to God, like he has no idea who the teams are because they don't have the names on the board a lot of times. And he's picking Gamberg's team. That's the team I like. And so.
Rabbit, I meant like, completely hammered, like a guy, dropping chips, falling over the table, stuff like that. Eating Cheetos or whatnot, whatever he's doing. There goes Rashid Shaheed. I couldn't really expect him to come back there, but Joey takes Jalen Naylor now on the Las Vegas Raiders with Clint Kubiak and Kirk Cousins, and we'll see at what point Fernando Mendoza steps into the mix. And then he takes Tyrone Tracy. So I think Tyrone Tracy is going to remain in the mix. I do think, obviously, I'm a big Cam guy. I've been taking him. I'm just banking on Cam being fine, but you never know. I mean, Tracy could be a nice pick there.
Just as long as he's just a piece of the offense.
Right. And it should be a good offense. And Tracy's a good player too. I mean, I think Cam's better, obviously, but Tracy is a good player. I mean, he's shown that. Nelson takes Keaton Mitchell there. I mean, Keaton Mitchell coming from the Ravens. Everybody's talking about him and McDaniel are a great pairing. I don't know. Personally, I feel like, Keaton Mitchell has more upside probably than Vidal, but I just feel like maybe Vidal should be being picked higher than Mitchell. What do you guys think about that?
There he is. There's Joe Carlton.
What's up, fellas?
You woke up, bro.
Something
passed
like
out?
that. Something like that. No, I wasn't. But
okay. All right, you're doing something else. We'll keep that keep that on the hush. But he's here with us, so thanks for joining us. We were just commenting on you. I don't know if you heard what we were saying.
No, I literally just got downstairs.
So we have another auto drafter, team 3, and we were saying, this guy must have passed out. This guy must have passed out. And then we said, well, Joe's passed out. And then I said, well, if Joe was drafted, there's no way he would have missed the draft like this guy. So, but team 3 is on a tight end run, as you can see there. He's got the Burrow Daniels, and he's got Laporta, Ferguson, and McBride, which obviously makes no sense.
Is that room? Is that? I was going to say his name out loud. Is that who I think it is?
It's Valentin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody could see it. It's right on the board.
He's
so
a live New York drafter.
Yeah, he must have just passed out. What are you going to do? All good. It happens sometimes. You know, we didn't think it was going to happen. Again, you know, we really haven't been seeing this. I've been doing a lot of night owls. I haven't really seen guys auto like this, so it's kind of unusual. But maybe people are shot out from the summer. I don't know. All right, there goes Khalil Shakir. So, you know, maybe he's bounced back here and he's back in the draft. Let me see. No, he's still on auto. Okay, but he didn't get another tight end. So, I'm coming up here.
There we go. That was the last Gamberg and Team 2 was the last two without tight ends. And for all of the tight ends that have gone off the board, you know, Mike still ends up with George Kittle.
Yeah.
Not too
This
shabby.
is the first for me. Night out and sitting here drafting online with anybody. It's two first.
Okay. Let's see, Joey, what do you got? Jefferson, London, McConkey, Evans with Colston, Loveland, Jalen Warren, Jonathan Brooks, Jordan Mason, Tyrone Tracy, your running backs. Justin Herbert. Okay.
Yeah, so I take Jackson Dart to go with Neighbors there, and then I take Jalen McMillan, who I've always liked. I had a lot of him last year, and the guy freaking had a horrible injury. What was that? Was that week 1 he had that injury where he broke his neck? I mean, that was just insane. He was basically out. He came back, I don't know, week 13 or week 14, whatever it was. But if you look at his 2024 season, the guy finished the season with like 7 or 8 touchdowns in like the last 6 games. So he was picking up his pace. I felt like he could have been the most talented receiver coming out of Washington that year with Polk, Odunze, and Jalen McMillan. He kind of stood out to me, and I've always liked him. So, you know, you get him in the 12th round. I feel like he's a very solid value there. And here comes Gamberg back up, going to Kittle in the 11th round. I mean, I did that, you know, just before another draft. I feel like it's pretty damn solid. The reports are right now that Kittle could be back week 1.
Yeah.
You know, you got freaking, he's running 16 miles an hour. He's passing all these tests, but we'll see. You know, he could still start the season on the pup. Either way, if he starts the season on the pup, it's still worth it. 11th round, as long as he's back by week 5.
Steve, talk me through your round 2 pick. Why Olave over the other 4 yellow names on the other side?
McConkey, Collins. I don't
Flowers
really trust.
and Devonta.
Yeah, I was contemplating Devonta. Again, there's some questions with him, you know, and Hurts. You know, I love Devonta Smith. Always loved Devonta Smith. I just kind of feel like we've seen it with Olave last year. You know, we've seen it from Olave before. So I just kind of taking a little bit of a more secure pick. I think we still got to kind of see what Devonta can do as the number 1. Although I truly believe he could be a number 1, and the upside is there. And I definitely would switch it up. Like I could go Devonta over Olave, but I just feel like Olave is a little bit safer at this point. Nico, I'm not really into. I don't know. I don't know. He hasn't had 1,000 yards in a few years. Ladd, you know, it's kind of going to be spread around. He certainly could have a big season. I've always loved Ladd too. So I would say, you know, I could mix it up with Devonta, Zay, Ladd, and Olave at that back end, that last pick of the 2nd round there.
Nice. No interest in a McBride or I guess
no,
really that would really only be the only other.
Yeah, McBride, I did take him. I did a draft, and I took him in the 2nd round. So I was just switching it up here.
Nice. All right. So you already got a 2nd round. I don't have any McBride yet. So if you already got one, then that makes total sense.
I'm gonna take this guy because I've not had him yet.
Gadsden. Nice. I have that stack too, Joey.
And now I'm gonna take my guy because I believe in him.
Rabbit Dad's in the house.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got.
Rabbit Dad, if you want, man, I'll send you the link if you want to hop in real quick.
Why? Yeah, let him come on.
Yeah, let me send you the link, my man.
Oh, my tomorrow night's guest on Aces Up is in this draft.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No pressure. Yeah, we got some big dogs in this draft. You know, the Owl finally fills after, a couple off nights of not filling. So I think at this point with camp starting, these Owls should start to fill. We might miss a night or two here or there, but I think once camp starts, it's going to be pretty much gung-ho. Get the West Coasters back again, and there's Joey's boy, Dontavian Wicks.
I like him too. I wait a little longer than Joey does, though. He's like, I'm getting him now.
Well, he's wide receiver 6 for me, or 5, either one.
I see Abuka still living in the early to mid second.
Ben, I just sent you the link on X. No pressure, man. If you want to hop on, love to have you. Bring the rabbit ears and pop on, man. Talk some football.
I'd be interested to know if if the draft sniper, the Gamburglar, if he got sniped in the last round, because I kind of feel like he was probably going to go for the double hookup with Goff and Prescott with St. Brown and Pickens, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But Team 5 got him with Goff there. And Gamberg got another solid running back with Dobbins. So, that taking Travion in the 5th round, I don't think hurt him at the running back position necessarily. And he's still got the upside possibility there.
There goes my baby.
Man, Team 3, we got to get some wide receivers.
Tell you, the one that's playing drafting beside Steve, he won some. Did he win the prime time or no?
I mean, I don't really like this guy, but it makes sense in my build. Blame it on the rain. Isaiah
Jason Summer. I think he won something. He won. I don't know if he won the prime, or he may have won something else. I don't know. He's won a big contest. He's a good drafter.
All right. I mean, Jackson Dart, man, the way he runs. I mean, both these quarterbacks run. Jackson Dart's, he's a psycho. So he may miss some games. So I need another quarterback there. And so I get Tyler Shuck to go with Olave and Dart to go with Neighbors there.
Well, we got a big Green Bay stack. Team 4. Ben is on. He just popped in.
Hey, what's up, Ben?
Hey, guys.
What's happening?
Glad to have you, man.
Just a night out on the deck and tuned in with you. I'm sure. I'm sitting out on the deck, so it's a little dark behind me, but I'm here.
All good, man. We can hear you
to
loud
hang
and
out
clear.
with y'all.
Yeah. Ben's up in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Big Vikings fan.
Big Vikings fan.
What's up with the wildfires, man? Are they done? They clear everything cleared up?
God, I hope so, because that's been wreaking havoc on my asthma this last week.
Oh man, I bet.
That sucks.
It's bad. It's bad all the way down here where we're at near Cincinnati. I don't know if it's made it down to Joey in Kentucky or not, but
just
made for some really wild sunsets and sunrises though.
Yeah, no, we had that one day where it was just so I was sitting out here at like 10 o'clock and it just got thick. And then I got up in the morning to go to work at like 6 a.m. and it was thicker. And it was thick all day long. It was just like, I was driving around in my FedEx truck with a COVID mask on because it's the best protection I had. and it actually worked pretty well. I only had to hit my inhaler like twice that day, but I made it through, and it's better now for the time being. So
Gambert said he'll be on here a couple of rounds with us all.
All right, sounds good. We'll get a breakdown of his draft. Yeah, I mean, I don't growing up, in Jersey, they've been getting hit with the fires, and Joe, I'm sure you've been getting hit a little bit too the past couple of years. I don't ever remember that growing up.
You see it, and you smell it in the air, and you see it. It's like almost like I say it looks like it's been marinating nicotine, like the sky. That's kind of what it looks like.
I can concur as a current smoker that smokes way too much. Like, yeah, absolutely. It is disgusting. And when you get up in the morning and you can taste the air, it's not appealing.
I saw my friend in Jersey, and I was telling about this story when we drove down the shore with his dad, like, I don't know, it was like 1999 or whatever. And I was sitting in the back, and we were in the worst traffic ever. And his dad was just smoking nonstop, and the smoke was just. And I had that little, remember the windows? You had the little crack in the back seat. That's all I had. And it was just fucking just like one Paul. I don't know what he was smoking. Freaking Carltons or some shit. I don't know. Maybe Carltons or Paul Malls. I don't know what the hell he was smoking.
Remember they don't make those anymore.
What, Carltons?
No. Yeah.
Oh,
but anyway, then I ran from the cops on the boardwalk. I lost both my shoes. I had to go back and get I had to get a different pair of shoes. I had to page my friends to come pick me up. I went to the Starlight Motel in Ortley Beach. I paged my friends. They picked me up, and that was the end of the night. Very, very interesting.
Is that Gamberg up?
Yeah, we got 3, 4, 5 defenses off the board.
Like George Halani there, Katron Allen, Gamberg taking a lot of good running backs here.
I want to jump in really quick. I want to say I like that Flournoy pick by team, was it 12, 11 to 9 in that round. I think Flournoy could like low key be something special, especially if like Pickens or Lamb misses a little bit of time. He could really pop off really good for a couple of weeks or maybe more.
Yeah, there was a game, I forget what game it was last year. It was the first time I had seen him. I really hadn't paid any attention. And he came in the game, can't remember who it was that got hurt. And Dak immediately went to him on like a 3rd and 8. And I was, oh, okay. And then another 2nd and long or 3rd and 6, something like that. Boom, he goes to him again. And so I think on our Monday Night Review show, I mentioned him because I was like, it just stood out to me that in those situations, Dak had the confidence with him, and they had the chemistry there to throw him the ball. So I agree. I think that if there's an injury, he could be right in your starting lineup. Without an injury, I still think that maybe they work him in there, and he's definitely worth keeping on your fantasy roster this year because he looked really good last year.
I like the Kamara.
It's probably fair to say he's probably one of the best wide receiver handcuffs. I mean, for an injury in that offense, I mean, I would think he would be right up there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that we saw him kind of flourish with CeeDee Lamb out. I don't know what happens if Pickens goes down. If he still moves up in the lineup or not. Ben, I saw you comment that I gotta find it here. That Watson's your guy in Green Bay. You feel like Golden was overdrafted. So would you take Golden over Reed?
I think I would still take Reed over Golden. He's just he's one of those guys that's like he's had a burst game here and there. If they were to get him enough targets on a consistent basis, I feel like he could contribute significantly to fantasy. But it's just really been the whole like they don't it doesn't look like they fully trust him, but I think they should, because like I said, he's shown those burst games. He's shown that burst ability. He's shown the ability to be a guy that they can lean on if they need to. And Golden, I really haven't seen a lot of that. I mean, what he got, no touchdowns through the regular season. He got, was it 1 in the playoffs? And I still just really feel like he was just drafted in the first round because he was the last guy there at the draft in Green Bay. And so why doesn't Green Bay just make a big spectacle of it? Like, we're going to get this guy. He's going to step up onto the podium and be like, look at me. You know, that's kind of how I'm not disrespecting Golden as an NFL receiver. I don't think he was worth that capital. And I think we're going to find out sooner than later that that it was a bad pick. It was an early pick. Maybe he'll be a guy down the road who can contribute here and there, a la first name that comes to mind, a Michael Gallup kind of player.
Okay. Yeah. Well, with Wicks and Dubs gone, I mean, and with Kraft coming back from that injury and could have a slow start, or even I don't know if he'd start out on the pup or not. I think they're gonna have to lean on all 3 of those wide receivers.
Gambert's in backstage, guys.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, if they don't got Tucker at the beginning of the season, they're
Hey,
actually
what's
going to
up?
have to
What's up, Mike?
hand off or they're going to have to throw a little bit more at
Tired.
Yeah.
Mike, have you been watching the stream or no?
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
Would I miss you? Would I miss you?
I don't know if you were trying to get laser focused or something.
Mike, the draft is really, really good, but I have one criticism here.
I can wait.
I like a lot of his picks. Go ahead.
I'm hot right now, they say. I mean, I'm getting overexposed. I don't like it.
I wouldn't have taken. I love Zachariah Branch, and I have some, but I wouldn't have taken him there. I would have taken one of the 2 tight ends that went a little bit. Oh no, the tight ends went before. No, they didn't. They went after Ferguson and Dulcich. I would have grabbed one of those
another
there.
plan.
I know, but it's fragile. It's fragile, Michael.
On the 11th, man.
It's fragile.
Fragile. I got kid on the 11th. Come on.
Hey man, if you can make it to the 16th round, if you don't get picked on in your first 15 picks, you're still doing well.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Head against one, and look, these are stabs here.
There
I got
goes my
confused.
boy.
I didn't get
I would have grabbed the 3rd tight end there.
Josh on Goff. I wasn't looking at him at all.
Wasn't looking at him. I didn't know for sure.
I'm going to go naked with quarterback again. I got 13 weeks to find another one.
Mike,
But,
you're the only person I know that.
I didn't want to get Claiborne there, even though I like him. I was looking for another guy, but I just couldn't find him for some reason. Time was running out. I'm tired. It's 3 drafts in 2 days. These guys, they're talking me up. Modica and Spiteri.
How many teams are you up to now, Mike?
The Greeks tell me you're really learning. You're getting sharp, Mike.
How many OCs you got, Mike?
I don't know what I have left. I have maybe 14, 15, I guess, maybe 16.
Wow, piling them up this year.
I'm
Nice.
probably going to have 24. Who knows? My 3s, I could have. I don't know. Just trying to get. What are we round?
Well, Steve's up. That's
What?
right.
Yep.
I need a.
When me and Ben's at the Fantasy Football Expo this weekend, we'll look and see if there's a Drafters Anonymous booth, and we'll get the phone number for you so you can call. I think you might be addicted.
I just got to call Nelson and Steve for that.
We'll,
They got the
we'll get you
number
some
on
help.
They have it
we'll
on speed dial, I'm sure.
We'll definitely try and get you some help there.
It's funny. I ripped on Mike's Trevion pick, and then he went a real heavy running back. Pollard I liked, Corum I liked, Dobbins I liked, even Katron and Holani.
Yeah, I'm playing for upside there. I mean, the guy.
A lot of good picks.
I mean, Stevenson's. I mean, we don't know what the percentage is going to be, and Henderson. It's like a Brooks pick. I got a lot of Brooks.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got Pollard and Corum.
Yes.
Dobbins.
I
wanted Coleman actually to go along with Dobbins, but the guy, he's a good. I'm not sure what's the guy. He's not a bad drafter. I think he has a pretty good draft so far.
Let me try and defend Gamberger a little bit here. I fully appreciate and respect and love the Okonkwo pick as a secondary tight end who, if Kittle doesn't suit up at the start of the season, you got Okonkwo right there with a hungry Jaden Daniels who's ready to prove himself after that injury-ridden season last year. Could be huge to start out the season, and maybe even further than that. Maybe Kittle is just an icing on the cake pick for you, because that's how good you could get out of Okonkwo this year.
Get taken yet? Oh shit!
There's not that much competition at the to catch balls in.
Oh, here it is. Here's the guy I want
in Washington.
There's not. For now. I mean, for now. Obviously, they could bring in
So what are you saying? I'm a little. I'm overtired of dogs sleeping on a couch. He wants to go to a palatial bed. He wants to go. What were you saying again now?
I was saying I love the Okonkwo pick, and I also love the Tonjes pick after that too, because now you're pairing up Tonjes and Kittle, so you've got 90% of the Niners receptions at tight end for the entire year,
right?
Whether or not Kittle is ready week one.
Well,
I've been going with Tonjes in tons of leagues all over the place, SFB, best ball, whatever, because I just feel like you're going to get that boost from him right at the beginning of the year. Because I mean, as all the glowing reports of Kittle being ready week one, I'm not fully buying into it yet. I feel like we're going to get some weeks from Tonjes right off the bat, like we saw last year, and he's going to pay off at least in those first few weeks. And then you got Kittle behind him, and you got Okonkwo as a safety measure in between in case the worst happens for either or both of them. I love your 3 tight end picks in this draft. I absolutely do.
So what were you saying about the quarterback?
What happened?
Daniel's being just hungry after coming off of last year's.
I have him already. You wanted me to stack him?
He's talking about Okonkwo though.
Yeah.
But
Daniel's feeding Okonkwo.
Oh, okay. You didn't talk about me getting Daniels. Okay.
Let me ask you this.
I wasn't taking Daniels in round 7. Not this draft.
What happens if Kittle's not healthy week one?
Tonjes plays.
You're going to start Tonjes.
What
happens
when
Mike? What happens?
Like he said, I like it.
It is a free look. But
it's a free look, and I got Okonkwo.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Okonkwo.
This guy took, like you said, he took the Ferguson. He took not the who's the guy took all the the guy took all the tight ends.
By the way, he's back. He passed out. So Valentin's back. He posted in the chat.
Well then, let's
I wondered because he's rebounded with Jennings and Mooney.
Yeah, he came back. He came back about 12.
I was looking at Mooney, but I
took Mooney my last draft.
I
got him in the 17th.
Let's get Joey's thoughts on his team. He takes after Wicks.
Joey, do some talking here. I'm going to listen.
Yeah, Malachi Fields, his boy, then Adam Randall, rookie running back for the Ravens. Joe, talk about those last couple picks there.
Just a first share. I've never had Randall yet, so I don't know a whole lot about him. I know Mitchell's gone, so I don't know where he's at on the depth chart just yet. I'm not sure behind Henry, but it's worth the risk at this point. at the age of Henry and stuff. We can't never count him out. He ain't going nowhere, seems like, but
Yep.
you have to take somebody, so that's just we'll see. But I do like Malachi Fields a little bit. I do like him. He could have some value say if Neighbors is out. I mean, he probably will play, but we don't know. He had pretty tough surgeries, so
Yeah, I mean, Malachi one thing about him, man, he comes down with hard catches, and Slayton kind of had a problem with that. So if Dart's throwing it up to him, he may come down with it often.
yeah.
He got strong hands.
We got Tank Dell being drafted again, so there's a lot of positive energy coming out of him.
Yeah, we did talk about him. I was going to target him, but I've been getting him. But yeah, he's moving. I think he moved up a round or two here. After that video,
I think it was an early draft. I took him late and just to take a shot on him. It was around the same range, 18th round.
Now, this is the first time I've had Evans this year too. I have not drafted him anywhere.
That's a nice stat there, Joe. Those 4 wide receivers are nice, and then you got Loveland to fall back to you.
Yeah.
Joe, you're gonna like this pick, Joe.
What do we got? Patriots kick at 9.
Oh yeah.
What's the guy's name again?
Borregales.
Borregales. Got that down. Got that.
That's a
I'd let
fun
hear
name.
Ben talk about Tonjes. We've liked him on the show for a while. He's cheap, he's free, and he's good in that system too.
Most of his production came through Mac Jones, though, right?
Did he play with Purdy some too?
I think he played some, but I think the majority of it came with Mac, and so that was what I was going to ask a little while ago. Like, I mean, early on, Kittle started moving up the board and Tonjes down, and I never really understood why Tonjes was so far down and wasn't getting a little more steam. And that's the only thing I could figure is that it's because from what I remember, he got more with Mac than with Purdy, but I don't know.
Well, that not only that, I think what Mike Evans being there now is going to be like I don't think he gets that touchdown as much as he was getting it last year.
That's
when he was getting that opportunity.
That's true.
All right, I could talk now. I mean, I did better live with Paul and Matt when I was live streaming yesterday. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's 1 a.m. That's why.
Well, you only came on, round 13, round 14. Actually, no, round 16 you came on.
I don't know. My brain's like mush.
Yeah, I got you. I thought Nelson made some good picks here with Goddard, Keaton Mitchell, Trey Harris, Tesla, Ferguson, Trey Tucker even. A lot of good, solid late round picks. Even Kalen Black, he could be the handcuff there for CMC. So a lot of sound picks there. Duke's team, he gets Jordan Love to go with Watson. He has Stafford to go with Nakua. He picks up Adonai Mitchell. He does pick up Tank Dell and Tank Bigsby. So there was some videos of Tank Bigsby looking like a freaking Adonis out there as well. So, obviously he could be the direct backup to Saquon, and even Dalton Schultz, backup, or I don't know if he really needed to take Dalton. Well, yeah, he has Kraft, so it makes sense. Dalton Schultz in the 20th round, pretty damn solid. And I didn't even take a second tight end. So I'll just pick up my boy Darnell Washington if I need to. I'll drop a heavy load of fab on him.
Yeah, I love Darnell Washington.
There you go.
But Schultz in the 20th, that just seems like criminally ridiculous good value. Like, he's gonna be a solid dump off target for CJ Stroud. Like, he's not gonna be Brock Bowers or Colston Loveland, but he's gonna get you good production on a regular basis. 5-6 receptions, 60 yards. If he gets a score, he's a top 6 tight end for the week. Like, I love Colt. I love Dalton Schultz, and getting him that late is like,
Yeah,
it makes me want to say words that I can't say, that I don't want to say on the screen.
I mean, I think the one thing here is probably probably FFPC. You probably see him go much earlier. I would think. And the tight end premium, any tight end premium, I agree.
Yeah,
but in here you see the tight ends go later because it's a 3 wide receiver mandatory, start. So most of the time, guys, if you and in the flex, you probably 80% of the time you're probably going to go that wide receiver anyway. So it's really a wide receiver premium league, more so than the FFPC. I agree with you on Schultz though. That's why
he's a solid pick.
Also, Gunnar Helm. I mean, he could have a big year. I mean, they got rid of Okonkwo, and they kept him, and he's a talented rookie coming out of Texas, or second year player coming out of Texas. I like him as well as a late pick. Hawkinson's getting shit on. He's going in the 19th round. Everybody's kind of just thinks he's dust at this point. We'll see if he has any kind of resurgence. But I would rather have him over Dulcich. I mean, what has Dulcich ever proven? I mean, Dulcich has never done anything in the NFL. So I know he's the only guy there, kind of. But I know it's kind of a little bit weird. But Team 2, Sumner. He does I don't know, pretty good job overall. Team 3 obviously was the auto. Team 4, Duke. We talked about his team. Team 5. JSN, Achan, Burden, Kyron Swift, Downs, Sutton, Myers, Fannin, Coker. Then he goes Purdy, Goff, Manuel Wilson, who I know Rabbit Dad likes a lot, Marshall and Lloyd.
Oh, yeah.
Starting to get a little bit more popular. People are going back to the Marshall and Lloyd even though the guy cannot stay healthy. I dropped and picked up that guy 37 times last year in the NFFC, and I was holding out hope. It did not work. Malik Washington, he could be the number 1 receiver there in Miami. And then Gamberg, we'll get to your team real quick. And then Webb, Taylor, Hampton, Wilson, Scatabo, Jamo, Pierce, Jackson, Pitts, Worthy, Likely, Krosky, Merritt. We'll see if he, can get that number 1 job there.
Steve, I don't know if you guys mentioned it, but Harold Fan in round 9, that's about a 30-point drop from where he was going when these drafts started.
Oh.
I think he went like round 10 or round 11 in one of the drafts the other night too. He's a great value.
I just that was worth noting. You got to be all over him there. I don't think
100%. Great point.
I don't understand how somebody could wait. Anybody could wait that long on Harold Fannin. I mean, he could have like 120 targets. It's like it's almost laid out. It's almost in stone that he's going to be the guy for Cleveland. As inept as their offense will probably be again, at least through the passing game, he's going to be that guy that's just going to get targeted and relied upon, and he's going to succeed at it. We saw him do it last year. We saw him do it throughout college. Granted, Bowling Green, but people keep sleeping on these tight ends that come out of these lower tier Division I schools, and we keep seeing guys now like him, like Tucker Kraft, who get their opportunity and run with it and explode and make everybody like, why didn't I see that guy before? Because they're just watching the primetime games on Saturday. That's why. These guys are good. It doesn't matter that they're playing lesser competition. They're that good. It's a tough position to play, and these guys have figured it out. And now we're in an age of the NFL where these tight ends through college have gotten so much experience at a higher level, at an almost NFL ready level through their college years, that now they're coming in. We're seeing guys like, Sam Laporta a few years ago was the tight end 1. We've seen guys like Brock Bowers come in. And again, I'll go back to Tucker Kraft, who I love implicitly. These guys need to stop being slept on. It's just, they're good.
Look at this. I mean, you really could wait on tight end. Like I got to stop taking tight ends early because I just love all these tight ends. Kraft, Fannin, Laporta. I mean, Likely even. It's just you can miss on some of these guys.
Steve, I like the Warren pick. I mean, I don't think Duke might have taken him. I would have if he came to me. I was taking him 6th round.
Yeah, I like it, but I mean, I
That's
don't mind
different.
waiting if I can get Fan in the 10th or Kraft in the 10th, I'll take that
Yeah.
all day. That's great.
Yeah.
Those guys are studs.
Mhm.
All right, Joey, I love your last pick, Jack Betch. I mean, he could have a resurgence there. Do you want to just talk about your build and your team real quick before we get out of here?
Well, I've been saying I've been going back to bold style. I'm gonna go up wide receiver heavy. I'll make the running backs work. Warren solid. He's a decent little running back. Just need Brooks to come through. Just need the Brooks height to come through.
I like Brooks. I'm taking shots on him this year for sure.
Yeah, like I said,
I got a lot of them. So wait,
I like Tracy as a piece. Jordan Mason, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's Mason and Jones. Well, they ain't a whole lot of bell cow backfield, so I don't really play too much into. You've got maybe a handful, but there's split backfields all across the NFL.
Joey, Mike, I don't think I was in any leagues with you guys last year, so this will be fun.
It's funny. 1, 6, and 12 was all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. We had it covered. We had it covered.
Yeah, I think for me it was.
Go ahead, Mike.
I mean, I think the guy was when he was on the auto that I think I would have got Daniels. Ben, right? Is it Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would have got him if he wasn't autoed, and then I could have put in with the corn, and then got Chinko a little later. I wasn't looking for even a Kittle. That was my first share of Kittle, but it just fell, and it was like, all right, we're playing for the overall, and that it's.
I like the Kittle pick.
Capital.
I
It
like
wasn't
the Kittle.
Fan, though. I like Fan and Kraft and the tight ends. I needed a running back there, a starting running back with when you go. Because I took Parker Washington because I figured it's running it down. I don't have any shares of him, and you never know. In this, if you get wide receiver is going to get hurt or underperform, it's nice to have that extra one on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Well, think about it. I got one pick for Joe there. I hadn't had Gaston all year. He likes Gaston a little bit, so.
Yeah, I do.
With her,
I guess I got lucky on the Claiborne pick because I wasn't looking. I just kind of fumbled it, and you guys didn't say anything. I said okay. Nobody said anything like it was. I think I like him. Maybe not as early. Maybe a round or two later.
I like your depth at running back. I really like your. I don't like my running. I mean, obviously I have Gibbs. I don't know. I'm old school. I like to have good depth and like security at running back. It's just inbred in me. It's kind of inbred in me. So when I have like Kamara and Vidal and I get a little upset with that myself. But Josh, what are your thoughts, man, on this draft? Anything that sticks out? You want to grade any of the teams or comment on any of the teams?
I'm not gonna grade anybody because I don't want to pick on anybody's teams because I think everybody did a pretty good job. Team 8 was the team after round 4 that I after I think round 3 I called out because of their tight end running back start to see how they started, see how they finished. They came back in round 4 with Allen, which complicated that build even more. And what did they do? They drafted 9 wide receivers. So, maybe they could have passed on Kyler Murray. I don't know.
You draft Josh Allen. You don't need Kyler Murray.
Yeah, and got another wide receiver there. But I think, maybe their hand was forced because of Team 3's 3 tight ends in the first 10 rounds. I don't know. But I think they recovered well. I mean, they got loaded up with wide receivers, and we know Diggs is going to land somewhere. I don't know what he's going to be, but he's going to land somewhere. Maybe in Washington. I don't know. And so they did what they had to do and came back strong with wide receivers. And then Steve, I wouldn't talking about how you can wait on tight end. You can wait on tight end, but you talked yourself through that in the draft, and there wasn't really any wide receivers at the time that you felt comfortable pulling up.
True.
So you went with Tyler Warren there.
Sometimes that happens, right?
And I mean, and then me and Dan went back through a draft last week, and we were like, holy crap. Like, we found 2 or 3 spots where we really felt like we screwed up. And I was like, well, we talked through it at the time, but you do these and you learn and you get ready for the next one so that when you're in that position again, you can make a different decision or have confidence in the one you made.
And that's the problem with these drafts. You just get all these different types of builds, and you're just like, oh, let me get this one and let me get that one. Like, you get addicted to these things.
Yeah. Yeah, you all predicted me. I've never done 7 of these in 1 year. That's the first 2.
I corrupted him, he said.
It was hard to pass. I probably could have won another running back, but it was hard to pass Loveland up at 5 in round 5.
Man,
Joe, you're going to end up with 9 because that 9th one is $50 off.
Oh yeah, I will. I'm sure. But
go for 10. Why don't we make it a cool million while we're at it?
Yeah.
All right, Joe. What are your thoughts here, man? What stands out to you? And then we'll get Ben's final thoughts.
The Harold Fannin thing I pointed out already.
Yeah, great point.
What else was I looking at earlier? In Kenyon Sadiq, I think that where he's going is like way undervalued. I feel like he's being he's getting shoved down there because he's a Jet, but he's in perfect position to be the number 2 target on that team. Ben talked about it earlier. These elite tight ends coming in and immediately producing in year 1. Geno Smith, Geno Smith, I think, is going to have a bounce back year. They're probably going to be playing from behind. Could be a lot of garbage points. I could see him earning a good target share there. It's possible. So he's somebody I'm taking an upside swing on later in drafts at the tight end position. I think I have a couple shares. That sticks out to me. I don't know why he's still that far down. But like even last year, Ty Warren was in the 10th round, and I had so much time. Like in the New York prime time, I got him in the 10th round. Again, there's all these rookie tight ends go a little bit under the radar, especially the ones with good pass catching, athletic type profiles. I think that's it'd be interesting to see. I think he's a potential guy that could be moving up once training camp starts and preseason games are being played. And Joey said, Gadsden. I just think this could be a really good contrarian piece come the shootout in week 15 through 17. No, you got Colston Loveland there, but if you happen to stumble week 1, you have like a 145, you fall 40, 50 points behind, and you take a look at the leaderboard and you look at their rosters and you see that they have a lot of the same players as you. Maybe you want to throw them in the flex. He's got that nice juicy schedule there, and we know that when if he's the beneficiary of the game plan, he can do some damage. We've seen it in spurts last year. I'm not really worried about Njoku there either. Yeah, he could vulture some, I think, but I think Gadsden is their guy there. To be honest with you, I'm not worried about Njoku really hurting what Gadsden does. I just want to point out a couple of tight ends. I don't really see anything else out of the ordinary. I mean, Devonta Smith falls in round 3 again in this one, so I like him in round 3 better than round 2. So
Yeah, I will be getting Devonta Smith. I love that guy too much to. He'll be in a lot of my teams. Ben, by the way, shout out to you, teacher for 18 years as well. So we got Billy in the 30 years, Ben 18 years. A lot of teachers in the house tonight, but Ben did point out, the Kraft and the Phantom Laporta. I mean, these guys again. I think this is the theme. This could be the theme of this year with these tight ends. Like you really could wait and hit gold on some of these. Again, sometimes I did a post, yesterday. Sometimes it's a little bit deceiving, but I feel like this year more than most, maybe I'm wrong, but there's just so much good at the tight end position this year. I really feel like, maybe you don't need to take a Bowers or McBride or a Warren. I mean, or Loveland. Obviously those guys are the top of, the elite guys, but I mean, Kraft is freaking awesome. I mean, we've seen Kraft. He looks great. I think he's proven. Laporta is great. Obviously he's had a little bit ups and downs, and Fannin is emerging. Obviously, there's some concerns with all the new weapons. But Ben, some quick final thoughts, and then we'll say goodnight.
All right. Well, as the guy who's not involved in the draft, I feel like my opinion is probably pretty good. And I have two answers for where I feel like the best draft was. One is, I feel like Mike was pandering to me a little bit. I mean, he got that string of tight ends, and he took Minnesota's defense as the 12th defense taken in the draft, which is way below where they should be. I'm just going to say. They're going to be huge. They're going to be great. Yeah, they lost some pieces. They added some pieces. It's still Brian Flores. There's that.
An animal. Yep.
Yes,
you can be my
absolutely
PR
is.
guy.
Uh-huh.
I
am available.
You guys travel across the country together. Live draft.
You guys watched did you guys watch the live stream yesterday? You guys, most of you?
Yeah.
I saw a good amount.
All right.
I saw a good amount.
Let me just say this because Steve's here. Guy comes on and says, I got McConkey, I got Herbert, and then I got Quentin Johnson. The guy's like, oh, you capped your ceiling. I said, I was saying to myself, really? Okay, Pickens and Lamb and Prescott didn't do me any good last year, right? So anyway, I look at this guy. See, he was the Greek guy, Josh, right? The other guy. He said,
yeah.
Now here's his draft. I drafted against him. He drafted from the 2-0, Bijan Robinson, Breece Hall 2. Not even Steve would take him at 2. McMillan, Williams, Kyron Williams, Moore, and Swift. So we got to start 3 wide receivers. He's got 4 running backs in his first 6. He's got to sit 1 on the bench. And he's telling me about capping my upside ceiling? I said, this guy's a pigeon. I said, I sent a window to an airport to bring this guy into a draft. Okay?
I haven't seen anybody that fired up since Dan went on his rant about Joe Burrow last week. Here's the thing, Mike. I didn't recognize that guy's name, and I'm not saying that I know all the names, but that was a newer name, so I don't know. And then he also asked in the chat if this was a managed league. So I'm not sure if he's maybe new to the NFFC. And is coming over from the FFWC.
Because he was
but
talking
he was
definitely comments like that.
He was definitely poking at you. I don't know. I think
one thing
maybe Paul Spateri paid him off to get on there and try to get a rise out of you.
The funny thing was Spateri's busting my balls about the Andrews, and Billy Waz was sticking up when I took Andrews. So what did he do tonight in the first draft? He took Andrews, same guys I took, Rashid and Corum. He took them around earlier than I did. I said, I said, he apologized, and I said to him, you got to send me and Billy, we need handwritten apology.
I told him in the chat, Mike, I said, I can't go against the Wizard of Woz.
That's right.
If Billy Woz says something, I can't really go against it.
It's funny. A guy giving Nelson a hard time the other night. A guy giving Nelson says you're just a hater. It's okay. Nelson he doesn't get emotional at all. He just said, okay, you're just a hater, buddy.
He gave him the messy.
He's telling Nelson off. But that was funny, Josh, because that guy, when I saw that team, Steven, not in a million years you're drafting Breece Hall in the second round.
I No way.
No,
But
no.
Mike, we got a new name for you. It's not the Gamburglar. It's the Rambler.
The
The
Rambler.
Gam Rambler.
The Rambler.
So that's a third
The
name.
Rambler. Yeah,
Motika
Rambler.
said the Great Gambino.
it's another good one.
That's a good one.
But Ben, finish your thought, man.
Yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
the second team I wanted to mention, I really appreciate Team 11 there. The strength of the running back, that do or die depth of the wide receiver, and also getting like Hurts and Willis to pair at quarterback, and some tight end play. Like, yeah, Dulcich might be nothing, but you got Kelsey, you got Hawkinson, both established veterans. You know, Kelsey one last hurrah. Hawkinson trying to prove that he wasn't on his last hurrah. I mean, I do appreciate that build of that team at spot 11 there.
Okay, I like it. All right. Yeah, any team that drafts Shaheed is good in my book.
I like him.
and Malik Willis, and I like the shot taking Travis Hunter too. I mean, you never know.
Yep.
I mean, that could be an absolute electric pick at some point.
It
You just
could
never know.
be huge. It could be nothing, but it's late enough where you don't got to worry about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. All right. Any final thoughts? Are you guys we good to go here?
On to the next one.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, we're all friends here, but we're all competing against each other as well. So,
Well, that's just like fantasy
the mixture.
football, man. You can win so many different ways. I mean, and I think that's the thing that people get bit by sometimes. I'm speaking for myself. If you win a certain way, you think you have to draft that way. I mean, it's just how it is. I mean, it's good to diversify every now and then and take something like this is the first time I really went this wide receiver heavy like I normally do. And I just pick and piece running backs, take a chance. But this year I've been splitting it up, which I used to go that way. I used to go 1-1, one RB, one wide receiver. But you can win it so many different ways. And everybody's teams on here, I probably look about 75% different time week 14 rolls around. I mean, you have to work the wire. It's almost like a golf tournament. Day 1, day 2, season, day 3, and a shootout is day 4. Like just so many different ways. And you sit and you can look at each other's rosters like, I might not would have done that, but that don't mean that it may be the right way. I mean, we don't know. None of us know. I mean, it's just the reality of it. Even the best players, they're just taking chances too. And when you sit watch these guys how they draft, and you try to be your own person. I've learned a lot watching Billy Walls, Nelson, Vaccaro, you guys now. And you take make your own twist with it. Like, I know people probably won't want McConkey at 25 on a turn, but I'm a type of player. If I believe in somebody, I'm going to take them.
Yep.
I think you have to take chances in the NFFC. I'm not saying shoot yourself totally, but if you play conservative, it's rough going in this. You have to take chances on players and see how it works out. I mean, I've won some, I've lost some.
Respect the builds. Everybody's got their own ideas of their way of trying to win the 300,000.
I don't really look at nobody's teams like, oh, they're god awful. I mean, I will say this like I've seen in the past. I don't know if Ben's drafted in the NFC yet or these guys. I really think the second round is the hardest round in NFFC. It's not the players. All the players are good players in the second round. It's after you go that first round, okay, you see so many good players. Okay, I want this player, but I'm going to take this player B. Okay, I want to go wide receiver heavy, but yet you're passing up a Chase Brown. Or you know what? To me, the second round is tough this year to see what build that you want to go with. That's probably a good thing to go in a lot more volume this year, just to get that feel. for August and September. I mean, you can really measure. I mean, it's the first. I think second round's tough because there's so many players that you like, and when you mix Bowers in, Bowers has got to have at least 130 targets to pay off at that price. I mean, I've taken him there too, but I think if you get 130 targets out of him, he stays healthy. It's almost like a wide receiver one. But most time I don't take him with a running back. Not knocking this team or nothing. I usually take him with a wide receiver because it's almost like a wide receiver 1B, 1A, 1B. But that's just a few thoughts.
I love it, man. Some great wisdom, some great nuggets there from Joey at 1:30 in the morning here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a tired Pepsi man in the morning.
Yeah, now is everybody's getting their second win. Maybe we should just do a best ball draft. Come on,
use that sick time up, Joey.
I'm out.
I'm just kidding.
I'm out.
All right, boys.
I gotta go out and get more fantasy football money for team number 8 and 9, right?
There you go.
That's right. That's right.
Team 4 is going to be on Aces Up tomorrow night. Dookie going to have the guy that plays cards in fantasy football. And then Wednesday night, I believe I'm live streaming one of these bad boys with Frank Amaranti. So
nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yes, there will be
he's bold. He puts out some bold takes. I like that.
Is the beat Frank Amaranti draft Wednesday night? He wants to live stream it, so we're gonna live stream it.
And I appreciate Ben coming on with us because he's always been great in the chat. And we've been wanting him to come on anyway.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you come on.
I'm just happy I got the opportunity.
Yeah.
No, we'll have Ben on again, and hopefully we can get Ben. Maybe we get Ben to do a guillotine league or a chop league, whatever they're calling it now, on either here or maybe another format. But we'll look into that as well. But yeah, thanks, guys.
Appreciate Josh hanging out with us. He gets up 6 o'clock in the morning, or
oh no.
Josh is the only
I
one
get up
that
at 5.
replied.
I got to be back there. I got to be back down here at the office by 6 for some scheduling. So
I put something in the group.
Go to sleep. You're gonna take a nap.
I put something in the group text at 5 in. Josh is the first person that replies.
Yeah, I'll be the last person to respond.
Steve's just cozying up at that time.
I'm in bed by 2 usually, but
poor Gamber's gonna be making picks in his sleep. As me drafts he's done, he could be drafting in his sleep tonight. So, but Josh ain't going to sleep. He just taking a nap.
You fellas enjoy the expo. I'm gonna miss.
We'll see you up there, Ben.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
Yeah, for all Ben, right. Joe, Joey, Josh, Mike, myself. Shout out to Billy for joining us tonight.
Yeah,
Al
man.
once again. Jay Wimmers in the chat, and obviously Ben was in the chat firing off until he joined the show. Thanks guys, everybody. We'll be back for more live streams. We'll have another division preview Thursday. Subscribe to the channel. This is a great season for the NFFC. Tons of live streams all over the place, so you can pretty much catch one almost every single night now. But that's going to be it. So enjoy the rest of the week. Everybody have a good week, and we'll talk to you soon.